As always, learning to find our souls to God, pledge to God, haste and redemption. God willing to learn chapter 8 of the laws of oaths. First halacha. Agon Shoro Shalver Watavko, someone who stole the ox of his friend and checked it, Umacher or sold it, Batavo Balasur, Vama Loganor Shuru with Macharta. And the guy comes and says, "You stole my ox and you checked it or sold it." Omaganavti Avalotafakti Macharti, and the other guy says he did steal it, but he didn't check it or sell it. Nishba even took an oath to back himself up. He's not obligated for the oath because had he, well, it'll explain. If he admitted that he sold it or checked it, he anyways wouldn't be obligated because that's a penalty. It's not a dollar for dollar situation. It's just a penalty enforced by the Torah, which is for Hilchos like it's explained. Look out for Mammon. He didn't really deny a financial obligation. If there were witnesses who, and he's not taking any oaths. If there were witnesses that he did check it or sell it, he would pay the 4 or 5 times, depending on if it was an ox or a sheep. But if there were out witnesses, and it's just his word against the other guys, and he doesn't, one guy's word against another, you just throw the whole thing out. There's no reason to believe one guy more than the other, 99% of situations. Or if he were just to come to court and admit he did it, he doesn't have to pay. When a person, the main rule to know here, if a person admits to a fine, he doesn't pay. So there was no financial pressure on this guy that he got himself off the hook of by making this statement. He didn't gain anything, so he didn't take a false oath. For him to be obligated a false oath, let's look at it as if he had gained. But he still did lie. He actually did. I'm sorry, he did slaughter or sell it. All right, so he's a big fat liar. But his words don't save him any money in this case. They save him the thieving money, so we're going to say he's obligated for that oath. Obviously, he shouldn't lie. But is he obligated for the oath about denying a deposit? No, there was no deposit by him, so to speak. There was no money in this that this other person gave him that he's suppressing. This other person has no legal rights to the 4 or 5 times money because he has no witnesses. So the person didn't save himself anything. So even though he lied and it's not nice, he's not obligated for suppressing the deposit style oath, but he is obligated for the false oath about the theft. I'm sorry. Let me see. He said, I'm sorry, he admitted to stealing it, so he's paying that. Alright, so for his big fat lie, he did lie. So he's obligated for the false oath, just the fact that he lied, but not obligated for the fact that he suppressed the deposit. Sorry about that. Okay, I don't know if I should restate that whole thing because I butchered it so badly or not. What actually happened was he stole it, and let's say he checked it. The guy came and accused him of all that, and he responded that he stole it, but he didn't check it. At the end of the day, he did take a false oath and he took an oath to back himself up. He took a false oath about not checking it when he did, and he's obligated for that. He also lied about, is he, so to speak, suppressing the plaintiff's deposit of the 4 or 5 times money? He's not, because the plaintiff has no rights to that money because he has no witnesses. So he didn't gain anything in that regard. So he's only obligated for being a big fat liar, which he shouldn't do anyway. All right, I hope that made sense. It was about as clear as mud, barring from Lahavdil Pat Mitchell, but I hope you caught what I was saying. All right, halacha base. Someone said that the other person killed his slave or his servant, or his ox or his servant, Kafar Nishba, and he denied it and took an oath, or a slave that demanded of the master, the slave said the master knocked out his eye or his tooth, Kafar Nishba, Pater, Meshuas Bekaron, and the other person denies and takes an oath. He's not obligated for this financial deposit type of oath. It's also a financial penalty. It's not dollar for dollar. And the person making the claim didn't have witnesses, so the person denying the claim, even though he's a big fat liar, does not have to pay. So I'm assuming, but he's obligated for lying if he actually did it. So obligated for one oath, but not the other. That's saying there's one event and there's one statement, but it divides, that statement can be looked at under 2 oath lenses. Big fat liar lens, and did he gain money from suppressing deposit lens? Big fat liar, yes. Did he gain any money by his big fat lie? No. is only obligated for one. Gimel. If there's any type of financial penalty situation, where he wouldn't have to pay if he admitted it, but there's also a monetary element to it that's not just financial penalty, where he would have to pay if he admitted it. We have both types of money cases here. And he denies the whole thing and took an oath. Then he is obligated because he suppressed some money. Kate said, what's the case? The guy said that he raped or seduced his daughter. He said didn't, and he took an oath to back it up, and it turns out he did. He wouldn't have to pay the penalty party, he would still have to pay Boshis Begamo Piatzmoi. So there are a number of penalties that can be paid if, God forbid, a human being injures another. And rape and seduction are, obviously unique classes. Rape and seduction have financial penalties associated with them. That element he would not have to pay if he admitted, but any of the 5 type of injuring payments that could happen between any 2 human beings, God forbid, those he would have to pay. So he's gonna pay up. He's obligated here. If he denies that he stole it, yes, because he would have to pay. So he doesn't have to. So when the Torah says when a person's a thief, he pays double. So the 100% payback is a monetary payment. That's dollar for dollar. But that extra 100% to get him to 200% is a financial penalty. So had he admitted his thievery, he'd only have to pay 100%, not 200. But nevertheless, he is getting off the hook for the first 100, and he's obligated for this false oath. So he would have to pay the principal. Dalit, Homer Lavero Asisi be Chabura. Someone said that his buddy wounded him. Homer Lo Asisi, the guy said he didn't. Hamish Shori, and he said he killed his ox. But Homer Lo Amis, he said he didn't. He does have to pay. He would have to pay because there's either the money of injuring another person, God forbid, or damaging his property, God forbid. Hey, what if he gave his ox to a person to guard it, to an unpaid guard? He comes and says, where's my ox? He says, you never put an ox over here. Or he said it was stolen, or it was lost. He doesn't have to, he's not obligated for this false oath of a financial deposit. He wouldn't have had to pay anyway because he is a unpaid guard. But he's still a big fat liar. And there is one unique exception to that rule. I don't know if it's the place to mention it, but we'll mention it. But if it died on, oh no, I'm sorry, that's something else. I'm messing up. If he was completely negligent, he'd have to pay. So if a guy came and accused him of some type of complete negligence and he denied it, maybe then we would say he is obligated for Shvus Pekadim too. Vav, Yishil Shor Chavero, he lent his ox to his buddy. And he says, where is it? He said, it died. And the truth is it died. He said, but we said it was stolen or was lost. He's off the hook. Because he didn't gain anything. Because he anyways has to pay. We need to show shoyl because he's he's a borrower. He said he lent it, but in my head I was thinking about renting. But no, he lent it for free. He let the other guy borrow it. But he is obligated for being a big fat liar. So this is the other side of the coin. The guy, he's off the hook because the lie he chose to say put him in just as much soup as if he would have told the truth. He said a lie that makes him pay. So since he didn't gain anything from his lie, he's also not obligated for that type of oath. He didn't suppress any financial deposits. He's paying. His words made him pay, but he's still a big fat liar. Zion Zeh Klal. Here's a general rule. Kol she'ena patz asman or shlun adal kfir zu v'nishba bein b'nei asman bein shbir tavoy v'kafar har zechai b'shuk z'karon avu shalo ana amen v'lo hosi shvus m'piv. If he saved himself money, whether he took the oath or whether the other guy ministers to the oath to him and he didn't answer amen or whatever it was, then he would be obligated. He saved money. Ches, what if he stole it? And the guy said he stole it, but he said he didn't steal it. And then the guy says, what do you got over there? So he says, on the ox's Someone stole his friend's ox, and the guy says, "You stole it," and he says, "I didn't steal it." And he says, "What's that ox doing over there?" And he says, "You deposited over here." Then he would be obligated because he's obviously saving himself money. If he admitted that he stole it, he'd have to pay. Now he says, he saved himself some money with this lie. Because if he stole it or was lost after it was admitted, well, that's interesting. If he admitted to stealing, he'd have to pay. So now it's a trusted object. He exempted himself for theft or loss. Because depending on what level of guard you're saying he is. A thief is obviously obligated on anything that happens to the object. A thief can never get off the hook, but if it was a deposit, there's certain things that could exempt the person from payment. I don't know what level of guard we're saying this person is, but we're saying he'd be exempt from theft and loss. He must be a free guard. He put it by him for free, and the guy's just watching it out of the goodness of his heart. Started to rain. All right, test where we said he rented it, Nishba, and he took an old shaft, he's out the Guruk, Shvurim and Mesa, because he did get himself off a couple of hooks. I'm sorry, he claimed he rented it. Truth is he stole it. He said he rented it, because now he's got himself up the ladder a little bit, where a renter doesn't have to pay in certain cases either. So he gained the financial freedom of exempting himself from certain other cases. So just the fact that he increased his financial position makes him obligated. He didn't take literal dollars necessarily yet out of this guy's pocket because he could return the ox, but he put himself in a position where his liabilities for those dollars is reduced. So it doesn't seem to be about returning the ox right now. We're not trying to figure out whose ox it is, who's lying, who's not. We're just looking at, is it the false oath aspect? And since he reduced his liability, even though he didn't necessarily reduce his own dollars, he's obligated. Also, he says that he lent, that he borrowed it. Same thing, because he got himself off the hook because a borrower is exempt in one case only, that it dies while it's working. So he did gain a little financial freedom, so he's also on the hook if he lies. Interesting. What he said, he didn't steal it, and the guy deposited by him, and he says, here's your ox, go and take it, and he takes an oath, and then he doesn't have to, then he's not obligated, he admitted the principle, and the other thing didn't help him anything. Now he's giving the ox back, and he didn't gain anything. The most he was going to be on the hook for was the ox anyway. Now he's returned the ox, so he's not in any trouble. Yud Aleph. He says, but it doesn't give him the money. If you want to take the money or take the ox, or he gave it to his payment. He says, if you want to take it or pay up, where he found it, I didn't know it was used. Now I know it's yours. Take it, or Parasi Ratza was running after my bull, and it was right in front of him. He's giving the ox back, so he doesn't have to pay. Or he's giving the guy an equal situation where he could. But I guess if he stole it and he's saying, a work that I will perform for you. If you want to perform, okay, fine. He's either doing the work or paying the money or giving the ox back. But he's still obligated for being the big fellow. Yud Beis, someone has to pay money to two partners. One partner claims a kafir bo and he denies. This person took a false oath. He suppressed a financial deposit. He would be obligated for that type of false oath. To which name, what if they both claim? And he says, you know what? He only borrowed from one guy. He doesn't he's not obligated for this type of false oath for the part-time klum because he's still going to pay up. But if he lied, he's obligated for being a big fat liar. Yud Gimel v'chein misha ha'isalav milv'shtar. Someone borrowed with a document v'kafar bo v'nishim patim shukagarum, and he lies about it and backs it up with an oath. He's not obligated for this type of oath. Shahai b'shtar shtar b'karka, because he's anyways going to be forced to pay nimtzei kofer b'karka. Before b'ano shekofer b'karka patim shvus b'karum chayv shvus bitoy shahai nishbal sheker. And he didn't really gain anything. And that's not what the Rambam says here. It just says anyone who denies an oath, denies an obligation involving landed property is just, anyways, not on the hook. I'm not sure why. I just think he's going to have to pay anyway. But maybe that's just a general rule. Probably worth checking up. Try to check with Rabbi going to blessed memory. God willing, do that a little later. Yudalid, closing halacha. What if there's no document, but just witnesses? Now he would be obligated if he lied with an oath about the money. Because right now he doesn't have to pay. Even though the witnesses might come later, and he would have to pay. And in the end, it didn't help himself. But it's helping him now. Or maybe the witnesses won't come. Or they'll come and they'll be falsified, or they'll find out to be not fit witnesses. So he certainly gained in the minute, and he might have gained in the long run. All right, now.